Sit back and get ready to have the most fun you ever had with an electronic device. Hi, everybody. Welcome out to the Get On With It Sports Show. It is Wednesday, September the 14th, 2022. Jersey Johnny coming at you. With me, as always, is none other than Mr. RadioPete and Mr. Harry Lug Nutz. Say hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
What's up, everybody?
How are you tonight?
What's new, pussycat?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. How the hell are you?
Oh, just
Peachy.
Loving it all.
Loving
it all.
Did you enjoy week one of football? Were your wildest
absolutely.
dreams fulfilled this weekend?
Yes, it's almost like I missed it.
I know. It's amazing.
I don't like the Thursday start.
Yeah. Well, you never did.
No, I didn't. Not even for a second.
Not once. Not a once.
Bogus.
I think they should just have a game every day of the week.
Why not? Well, they almost have, right?
In the past, yes.
In the past, yes. Well, actually, not they almost have. They actually have.
Has it been every day?
Yep. The whatchamacallit, they've obviously play on Thursdays. They play on Saturdays late in the season. They play Sundays. They played Mondays. They have played
A Monday night game on Tuesday?
They have played Fridays on whenever there's a Christmas game. If Christmas is on a Friday, they play it on Friday. And they've only been doing that recently. So didn't involve Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. But a couple of years ago during COVID, when they were bouncing games around, they had games on Tuesday and they had games on Wednesday. So they've had a football game, a regular season NFL football game every day of the week.
Well, there you go.
And there
all
you go.
7 of them.
All 7.
No, I'm not watching anymore then. Fuck them.
It's done. You watched it already, right?
No, I don't like it. I've had enough.
There you go. Fair enough. So what's on your guys' agenda for this week?
I don't know. I defer to you.
No, not for the show. I just mean in general.
Probably raking leaves and gonna go on a hayride and
pick apples,
buy some new sweaters, and I don't know.
You had me at sweaters. You were done. I know. It's like right then. I know he was going down the wrong way. There you go.
Right.
I'm doing the college thing with the boy.
You going back to college?
I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
You're dropping in, are you?
Well, I'm trying to get him to what would be the best way to put this? Do something.
Isn't he a little late to start college? Isn't the semester already started?
No, this is for next year. He's a
I
senior in high school this year.
Senior in high school.
So you're really trying to get him in early.
No, I'm trying to get him to actually
try to pick one and go interview. And
yeah, he's like, I don't know what schools I'm going to go to. I'm like, well, you better find out because you got to, I'm like, he's going to go where I want him to go.
There you go.
I'll be like, this is the school I've chosen for you because
to work.
You really didn't have much input in the process. You were too lazy. So I've chosen for you.
So, where might that be?
Oh, I don't know yet.
You haven't decided. Not he. I mean, you're going to decide. I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh, you haven't decided either.
No.
Well, there you go. We'll have it. So,
but I have to get. Yeah. So I guess I'm kind of mad at myself. I have to get up my ass and pick a school so that he can apply to it.
Yes.
He can't do anything until I choose where he's going. So
right. This is true. Fair enough. All right. Well, today, as you know, is the fun show, as we've dubbed it. We have a number of things that we talk about, and we're going to get
our marketing department is not the strongest.
It's not really. No, we can come up with something better. We got to.
It implies that the other shows are not fun.
Not fun, right?
Which might be true.
May very well be true. We do have fun on the other shows, but on this one, we think we seem to have a little extra fun on this one.
It's a fun.
We have so much fun that Pete just makes a face and stays still.
Yeah.
There he goes.
He went to look for colleges.
There you go.
So, yeah.
He went to look for colleges.
I suddenly motivated myself and decided I better get on.
When the Zoom people give you tips and suggestions on how to light yourself, Yes.
Even better. Love it. Perfect. Done.
I think what you should do is have some red blinking lights on your glasses.
Yeah, just around.
It is very interrogatory. It's very Russian. Yeah.
Where were you on the night of October 14th?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, it's okay. You got to blacken out this over your left shoulder. There's still a little bit of
light over there. Yeah,
there's still a little bit of light over there. You can see the guy with the ball gag, and every once in a while.
That's the thing. I got some stuff going on. I don't really want people to see.
Yeah,
exactly.
But, I got to protect the. Well, they're not exactly innocent, but I got
but they
identities
didn't.
Of the.
Not all of them have signed the non-disclosure waiver as of yet.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Well, why don't we get right to it? We're supposed to. I mean, music is in the works for each of these segments, right? I mean, we are working on.
Well, yeah, that's. I don't want to build up the hype too much. They're not going to be impressive.
Doesn't matter. Anything works.
But they will be homemade.
Mm-hmm.
That's
but
good. Now with the other boy away at school, it probably won't happen till. You know what? Maybe I'll get the trombone boy to do
there you go.
More themes.
Trombone boy.
Trombone Victor.
Trombone Victor. There you go. All right. Cool. Well, that works for me. All right. Let us start. Let's kick it off with the just a quickie.
Just a quickie.
Just a quickie. Throw that up there. NFL. We're going with we've switched everything over to NFL, except for obviously the top 10 maybe, but NFL now. So NFL just a quickie. Here you go. Easy peasy one for you. We'll start with Pete. The NFL MVP for the 2022 season will be
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen. Big time on the Josh Allen bandwagon is RadioPete. All right, Harry. The NFL MVP for the 2022 season will be
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow, the one you think should have gotten it last year.
Well, him or Brady. Yeah.
There you go. Cool. And so Pete says Josh Allen. Harry says Joe Burrow. In reality, we all know it will be
Aaron Rodgers.
It's the annual Aaron Rodgers award.
I'm sorry. Were we picking who we know is going to win or who we want to win?
Right, he's like Barb from accounting, who every month wins Employee of the Month.
Exactly. There you go. All right. Beautiful. All right. Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. We'll revisit those in January and see how close we were. So anyway, just a quick. There you go. Yeah.
Or if you want to believe Michael Irvin, it's going to be Kirk Cousins.
This is true.
Well,
Kirk,
he's never been wrong about anything.
No,
ever. Michael Irvin is always right, 100% of the time.
That's right.
There you go. All right. Shall we kick it into next gear and go to the quiz? This week's quiz?
Let's go to the quiz.
Let's go to the quiz.
I want to write some names down and then cross some of them off.
There you go. All right. So we've switched everything again over to NFL. This week's quiz is going to be, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. It's going to be top New York Giants offensive players from 2000 through today.
God.
Top New York Giants offensive players from 2000 through today. There we go. All right. I'm giving you 6. 4 got to stay. 2 got to go. We keep it. Here we go. Write these down. Here we go. Victor Cruz.
He's gone.
Okay.
Victor Cruz. Tiki Barber.
Yeah, I hate that guy.
That's why Cruz is off my list.
All right, Tiki Barber. Jeremy Shockey.
Shockey playing the 2000s?
Yeah.
I know.
Most. Right. Odell Beckham Jr. Brandon Jacobs. And Ahmad Bradshaw. I'll read them again. Victor Cruz, Tiki Barber, Jeremy Shockey, Odell Beckham Jr., Brandon Jacobs, and Ahmad Bradshaw. Victor Cruz, Tiki Barber, Jeremy Shockey, Odell Beckham Jr., Brandon Jacobs, and Ahmad Bradshaw. Who are you keeping, Mr. Radio Pete?
All right. Well, Cruz is gone because the dance. Forget it. You're out.
Always the same reason for a logical choice.
Yeah. Tiki is the best running back in Giants history, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Shockey? Yeah, how can you not like Shockey? He's like an early version of Grunk. Only smarter and
more annoying.
Yeah. Beckham, fine. Jacobs. Was he the Thunder and Lightning and Thunder? Or was that Bradshaw? Or neither of them?
No, Brandon Jacobs. It was Brandon Jacobs and Ahmad Bradshaw were the that version of Thunder and Lightning, but there was Tiki Barber and Ron Dane were the original.
Dang, okay, yeah. I think I like Bradshaw a little bit better, so Jacobs is gone. Cruz, Jacobs, you're out. Hit the pine. Go dance over by the water cooler.
There you go. All right, Harry.
I'm gonna have some Gatorade.
Well, I mean, I think Tiki's a no-brainer. I think he's actually got more receiving yards than Cruz and Odell Beckham Jr. combined.
I think Tiki has more receiving yards than.
Yeah. So I mean, not let alone obviously rushing yards. This is Shockey was better than you think he was. I mean, I think he was probably
really good.
Yeah,
he was very good tight end.
He was around longer.
Oh, he really was.
He probably was pretty damn close to the number of yards that Victor Cruz has. And I think, so maybe I'm going to keep all three of them. Odell Beckham, I just don't think he was around long enough. And then it comes down to Jacobs and Bradshaw. Bradshaw was probably the better running back. So I'm going to get rid of ODB and Brandon Jacobs.
There you go. Right. So you both agree on getting rid of Brandon Jacobs, while Pete gets rid of Victor Cruz and Harry gets rid of OBJ. You both agree on Tiki Barber, Jeremy Shockey, and Ahmad Bradshaw. There you go. All right. Good quiz. Good job.
Good
quiz. Good one. All right. Cool. Next week or a couple weeks from now, we'll make it a point to try and have we'll throw something together. Between the two of us, we'll throw something together. Little quiz music.
Yeah.
There you go.
One of these days.
One of these days. We'll get it done. All right. Cool. Question for both of you. If either of you know, well, this will kind of like lead us into the rapid fire quiz. Jeremy Shockey, when he got drafted, became the number one tight end for the Giants. Who did he replace as the number one tight end for the Giants? In other words, who was the main tight end prior to Jeremy Shockey getting drafted?
I'll say.
What year was Shockey drafted?
2000, 99, 2000, 2001, somewhere in there.
I can't.
Advantage Harry. I'll say Zeke Mowat.
No. Who was the next Zeke Mowat? Howard Cross.
Howard Cross. You would both be wrong. Zeke Mowat was in the 80s. Howard Cross, late 80s, early 90s. This would be mid to late 90s tight end.
Howard Cross wasn't there anymore. Okay. Howard Cross was not on the Giants in 1999?
No, I don't think so. I don't believe.
I want somebody to look into that.
If he was, he certainly wasn't the first. He wasn't the number one.
I think he started in that year.
Well, then it might have been 2000 or 2001. Then.
All right.
This is the tight end that was like the main tight end prior to Jeremy Shockey.
Prior to Shockey. Who did Shockey usurp? Was his first name Ben?
That would be no.
All right. Well, then I have less of a less if not of a clue than I thought.
Would you like a hint?
Is he was he only with the Giants for a short period of time?
He was with the Giants for shorter than normal. Yeah.
And he was pretty horrible.
No, he's actually a decent tight end. He wasn't a great tight end. He wasn't Jeremy Shockey. He wasn't Mark Bavaro, but he wasn't garbage. Tall, big.
Dan Campbell?
Very good. Dan Campbell.
He was pretty garbage.
He was no.
But I think Campbell maybe started 1 year.
Cheers.
All right.
He was on for 3, started for 2.
I bet
they got shot.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say right before Dan Campbell was Howard Cross.
Oh yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, you weren't far off with that Howard Cross guess. But yeah, Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell was replaced by
Didn't
Jeremy
he come
Shockey.
from the Rams or something like that?
No, Giants drafted him.
Did they draft him?
And then he went to Miami after
Miami. That's where I remember him playing.
He went to Miami after Jeremy Shockey was drafted. So there you go. Well, there you go. And now he's the head coach of the Detroit Lions.
Mm-hmm.
And there you have it.
That's the only reason why his name is
even mentioned anymore.
Well, it's the only reason why I remember him is because I couldn't remember him. And I remember when he became the head coach of the Lions, I was like, he played for the Giants. I was like, oh, yeah.
And there you have it. Cool.
Let's see. For you want his stats?
No.
I remember him being horrible, like maybe 1 touchdown a year.
All right. 4 years, 60 games, 34 starts, 43 receptions, 369 yards, 8.6 per catch, 5 touchdowns.
5 in 4 years. So I was pretty close. 1 a year.
There you go.
Yeah,
well, 1.2 a year.
Yeah.
Slightly more than his. Oh, no, he had 1.25.
1.2 years.
There you go.
Dan Campbell. Wow.
The definition of mediocrity.
There you go. Yeah.
Who's the Giants starting tight end this year?
Bellinger. Bellinger.
Cody Bellinger from the Dodgers.
But listen, here's the good news.
Corey Bellinger.
He played 3 years in Dallas.
Yeah.
And he had 25 receptions and 2 touchdowns. And then he played 3 years for Detroit, and he only had 4 touchdowns there. So he just wasn't very good.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
it wasn't, it wasn't a case where the Giants didn't do a good job with him or anything like that.
No, and I remember Howard Cross was serviceable and he was very durable and played a long time, but he wasn't, he was in a long line of Giants tight ends that I could beat in a 40-yard dash. And I just remember, all right, yeah, all right, now Dan Campbell is going to take over for Howard Cross. All right. Shockey was probably, is he right? Second best tight end in Giants history? Jeremy Shockey?
I would say so. And but no, it's I think is it Dave Bellinger or Bellin? I think it's something like that. I think is the current tight end.
Is he a rookie? Rookie?
Is he a Wookiee?
Is he a Wookiee? Is he a rookie?
Is he a Wookiee?
I saw him at the Fish concert. He's a Wookiee.
He's a Wookiee. Let's find this out right now. Your Giants roster.
This is how sad the Giants are. I don't know who their starting tight end is. When was the last time the Giants had a tight end that mattered?
Daniel Bellinger.
I think he's a rookie.
I believe you might be right. No, maybe. Let's see. Let's find out. Draft choice. 4th round, 112th overall pick by the Giants this year. Yeah, he's a rookie. He is a Wookiee.
Well, there you go.
There you have it. Daniel Bellinger.
I predict he'll be better than Dan Campbell.
Let's hope so.
In the interest of the
he's not going to be as good as Cody Bellinger.
Probably not. So I would safely say that Cody Bellinger would probably be better tight end for the Giants than Dan Campbell was. Would you say?
Well, who knows? Obviously, he was good enough to be part of a quiz tonight.
There you go.
All right.
Be part of a quiz. That was an extra in there. So let's get to this.
let's get out of obscure Giants tight ends and into
Yeah. More obscure trivia questions. So NFL history, rapid fire quiz. Let's get the music going. I put it down to the appropriate level here. There we go. And we'll start her up. There we go. Our music that we've been using until we write something better. So here we go. All right. Tonight's rapid fire quiz is obviously brought to you by, no, I'm kidding. Tonight's rapid fire quiz is 6 questions, as we've done every week. We start with Harry, then Pete. Harry, Pete, going back and forth. They can steal depending on who gets it wrong, gets it right, whatever. So here we go. We're going to kick it off with Harry. These are going to be back and forth questions, obviously. Here we go. Ready for your first one, Harry?
Sure.
All right, Harry. Here we go. How many winning seasons did the Giants have in the 1970s? How many winning seasons did the Giants have in the 1970s? I'll give you plus or minus of 1.
3.
You win because it was 2. There we go. So they had 2 winning seasons in the 1970s.
How does he win? Because he got the wrong number?
Because I said I'll give him a plus or minus of 1. So if it was 2. So if he said 1 or 3, he's got it right.
I think it's unfair because I suck and you're rigging the quiz.
I'm not rigging anything. When you hear your question.
No.
Yeah.
How many winning seasons? So we're talking about, do you include 1980? No, we're talking about 10 years, 1970 to 79.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to give him a plus or minus?
I'm giving him
Well,
a plus
you got
or minus
pluses and minuses last
of
time
1.
for your questions.
I gave him a plus or minus of 1.
I think
not
that's fair.
10. I didn't give him a plus or minus of 8.
No, but you're getting how many? How many? Plus or minus?
Plus or
I
minus
just
of
don't
1.
think I'll never win.
I'll give him a plus or
And
minus of 1.
And I wasn't going to. He doesn't need your help to kick my ass.
I don't think. I think it's like always close.
It really is close.
It's not.
It's been within 2 or
There,
2 or
within
3.
2, that's one. I had 1/3 more of the questions wrong. That's 33% more wrong. That's a lot.
Plus or minus.
All right, plus or
Plus or
minus.
minus.
All right, here we go. So 1970s was 2. All right, you want me to take it away? I'll take it away. He didn't get it right.
No, leave it. It's not
2.
going to matter.
Well, the next one is 1 for you. That's plus or minus. So there you go. How many winning seasons the Giants have? 1970s was 2. 1970 went 9-5, and 1972 they went 8-6. Every other season they were well under 500. All right.
Well under.
Well under. All right, Pete. Your first question. Here we go. How many winning seasons did the Jets have in the 1970s? I'll give you plus or minus of 1.
See, that just makes it worse because I'll still get it wrong. In the 70s,
Mm-hmm.
I'll say 3.
No, you'd be wrong. Harry, you want to steal it?
Winning seasons, the Jets.
Plus or minus 4.
You got a plus or minus of 1. Actually, no. For the steal, you don't have a plus or minus.
I'm gonna go 0.
That would be correct. The Jets had
Is
no winning.
it 0?
0. The Jets had no winning season.
That was my initial my gut reaction.
Go with the gut.
No,
I was trying to get that.
they might have won. They might have won 2.
No,
I'll go 3.
no. 0. They had 0 winning seasons in the 1970s. They had 4 seasons in which they actually went 500.
So the Jets and the Giants are really living in the 70s.
Pretty much right now it is the 1970s. So, all right. So that one was Harry. And we'll do it like that. Okay. There we go. Okay. Harry, your next question. Who was the first New York Giant to be inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame?
Oh, wow. It's probably somebody I don't even know. Wasn't Frank Gifford, was it?
It was not Frank Gifford. Pete, would you like to steal?
Of course, I'd like to, but What the first Giant inducted?
Who's the
into
very first New York Giant inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame? NFL.
What year was the Hall of Fame opened?
The NFL Hall of Fame opened in 1963.
I'll say Y.A. Tittle.
Y.A. Tittle would be wrong, so nobody gets this one. The first New York Giant inducted into the Hall of Fame, it would have been one of two. You could have guessed either of them because they both went in 1963 in the inaugural year. Was Tim Mara, the original owner of the Giants.
Oh, God.
And
he wasn't a player.
I didn't say player. I said New York Giant.
Eh.
He was a New York Giant. And he owned it. And a player, too, Mel Hein.
Yeah.
Mel Hein, I should have remembered that.
Yeah, you should have.
There you go. All right, Pete.
That's a bogus question, though.
Why is it a bogus question? Here we go.
Because
Mara's
not a giant.
Sure he is.
He owns the organization. So everyone in the organization is a giant. But
I didn't say New York Giant player. I said New York Giant. If I said New York Giant player, but it didn't matter anyway because it was one of two, and it was Mel Hein was the other one, and he's a player. So there you go. All right, here we go. Pete.
I'm officially filing a protest.
All right. Here we go, Pete. Here's your second question. Here we go.
Again.
Wait, when did Y.A. Tittle? Did Y.A.
Y.A. Tittle was still playing in 1963.
That's right. He played into this he
played into 60s. He retired in 64, 65. He retired from the Giants.
All right.
64, I think, was his last year.
You have to rub it in.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Pete.
Tittle, that's the stupidest answer I've ever heard. The guy was still playing that year.
Yeah. I didn't say it like that. All right.
Didn't have to.
Mel Hein, an owner. Come on, who doesn't know this shit?
Tim Mara. That's a horrible question.
All right. Pete, your second question. Here we go. Who was the first New York Jet inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame?
I'll say
who could it be? Who was the first New York Jet inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame?
I don't know. I'll say Weeb Eubank.
Give that man a cheroot. That is correct. You are correct. Right. Weeb Eubank is the correct answer.
I'm on the board.
There you go. You're on the board. All right. We're back to Harry. Harry, here's your third question. Here we go. Who did the New York Giants beat 17-0 in the 1986 NFC Championship game?
What year?
The New York, the 1986 season. So it was in January of 1987. But who did the New York Giants beat 17-0 in the 1986 NFC Championship game to go to the Super Bowl?
I want to say it was the Bears.
That would be a good guess. Good guess. It would be wrong. But it would be a good guess.
No, that wasn't the Bears. That was 90 that they beat the Bears. And that wasn't the championship game.
Right.
I know who it is. Fuck. Anyway.
All right. Pete?
What year?
1986 season, so January of 87.
Yeah.
I ask as if that would make a difference.
Yeah, I remember now.
What was the question? Who did they beat?
Who did the Giants beat 17-0 in the NFC Championship game that year to go to the Super Bowl? To go to Super Bowl 21.
The Rams.
That would be false too. It doesn't count, but Harry.
It was the Redskins, right?
It was the Redskins, correct.
Shit. I knew that. I don't know why I blanked out on the year.
There you go. All right. Pete, your third question. Here we go. Which team did the Jets shut out 41-0 in the first round of the 2002 playoffs?
2002?
Mm-hmm.
Jets were in the playoffs in 2002?
Mm-hmm.
See, there are a lot of questions I have no idea about. This would be like crank that up.
I'm trying to think of the 2002 Jets. Is that Parcells?
No. 2002 Jets would be. Pete knows this one. We did a segment on a show back in 01 on it.
I think I know who they beat.
Who did they beat? What was the question again?
Who did the New York Jets shut out 41-0 in the first round of the 2002 playoffs?
I'll say New England.
That would be wrong. Harry?
Or the Steel.
I'm torn between two teams. I think I'm getting the seasons mixed up, but I'm going to say the Colts.
That would be correct.
Oh, wow.
The Indianapolis Colts. They held Peyton Manning to 137 yards and 2 interceptions.
I remember it being Peyton Manning. For some, I was going to say either the Colts or the Broncos, but it was.
You know what? I think I was at EVD that day.
It's very possible.
Where we were still doing the. Were you still doing the long sitting and make sure the signal is still on the air shifts?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I was in because I remember going down the hall to somebody's office or something to listen to the game.
That was 2002. Yeah, 41. They helped Peyton Manning 137 yards. And who was the Jets quarterback, Pete?
Bubby Brister.
Come on, Pete.
It was Chad.
There you go. All right.
Yeah, that was a big. Didn't the Jets? Were they a wild card team that year? Did they were like 8 and?
Yeah, they barely made the playoffs.
But I think maybe they still won the division or something. Because did they play that game at home for some strange reason, or was it in Indianapolis?
That I don't know.
It was Herm Edwards, right?
Herm Edwards, yeah.
Yeah. Wow, I forget about that Jets team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, one of those Pennington teams is like the only team in that
the whole decade,
right? That won the division.
Yep. It might have been that. It might have been. In fact, I think it was. I think it was that year.
Yeah.
I think it was that year.
Because he did it once with the Jets and then once with the Dolphins.
With the Dolphins, yeah.
Won the division over New England.
Mm-hmm.
But
you're correct.
All right.
All right, cool. All right. Moving back to Harry's question number 4. Here we go. Who is the only Giants place kicker to win 2 Super Bowls and hold the NFC scoring leader title? Who was the only New York Giants place kicker to win 2 Super Bowls and hold the NFC scoring leader title? Not necessarily in the same year, just totally.
Not necessarily with the Giants either?
No, New York Giant. As a Giant, New York Giant. Who was the only New York Giants place kicker to win 2 Super Bowls and hold the NFC scoring leader title as a Giant. There you go.
Have there been more than one Giants place kicker to win 2 Super Bowls?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought. I don't know. I have no idea.
I'll give you a hint. It was not Joe Danello.
Yeah, I know that.
Shoot, now I have to come up with another name.
It was not Ali Haji Sheikh either.
It wasn't Raul Alegre, was it?
It was not.
Damn.
Well, this is not.
Pete for the steal.
Pretty much those are all the Giant kicker names that I might have accidentally said.
There you go.
So I will say I'll say Raphael Septien.
There you go. And since he played in Dallas,
I know I couldn't possibly name another.
All right. Well,
Giants kicker for you.
So nobody gets it, but here we go. Raul Alegre won 2 Super Bowls with the Giants.
Okay.
He actually didn't play. I think he might have gotten a couple of kicks, but Matt Barr was the
Barr.
It wasn't Matt Barr. Matt Barr was the kicker in the second Super Bowl.
That's right.
But Raul Alegre was still on the team, so he technically won 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah, I couldn't
But
remember.
it was the other Giant kicker that won 2 Super Bowls. It was Lawrence Tynes.
Lawrence Tynes.
He
won the scoring title too.
And he won the scoring title the year after the last Super Bowl. So, like, they won the 2011 season. They won in February of 2012. They beat the Patriots the second time. That season, later that year in 2012, he won the scoring title. So, There you go. All right. I picked a lot of hard questions for you guys this week. I'm sorry. I'll pick easier ones next week. There we go.
It's okay.
All right.
I think I still have a fighting chance here because the questions are hard.
There you go. All right. I got question number 4 for Pete. Here we go. What place kicker kicked 3 field goals for the Jets in Super Bowl III?
Jim Turner.
Very good. Boom. Not even any hesitation there.
That's the only Jets kicker I know.
You know. There you go.
It's either him or Raphael Septien.
There you go. Raphael Septien. Did he kick for any other team other than the Cowboys? Septien?
I don't think so.
All right.
Great name.
Yeah, it was. Definitely.
We used to call one of our
kind of like a jockey though.
We used to call one of our fullbacks.
He was short enough to be a Cowboy.
One of our midfielders on the soccer team in high school. We called him Septien because he always kicked it over the crossbar.
There you go.
He couldn't score.
He couldn't score. He went over. He sailed it.
Always went over the goal.
He was trying to avoid the goalie, right?
He was trying out for the football team.
It did go over the crossbar. So.
There you go. All right. Harry, you're...
we're not done? Okay.
We're not done. Two questions each still remain.
Oh, wow.
6 each you get.
Okay. Jesus.
All right. Harry, question number 5 for you. Bill Parcells.
Mm-hmm.
He was the linebackers coach for the Giants in 1979. He was the defensive coordinator for the Giants in 81 and 82. And, of course, he was the head coach from 83 through 90. What team did he leave the Giants for in 1980 for 1 year to go be their linebackers coach?
He left the Giants in 1980 to become a linebackers coach?
For 1 year, what team was it? He was a linebackers coach in 79 for the Giants. So it's a lateral move to another team. And then he came back a year later to be the defensive coordinator for the Giants in 81 for 2 years. So what team was it for 1 year that he left in 1980 to be?
I want to say it was the Patriots.
You would be correct. It was the New England Patriots. So when Bill Parcells was the coach of the Patriots.
I remember that from watching from reading the weird Giant Parcells and Belichick Patriots connection.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He also coached the Air Force.
He did. All right. Pete, your 5th question. Which Jets quarterback was the first NFL player ever to pass for over 4,000 yards in a season? Which Jets quarterback was the first NFL player ever to pass for over 4,000 yards in a season? I'll read it again. Which Jets quarterback was the first NFL player ever to pass for over 4,000 yards in a season?
I guess I'll say Namath.
You would be correct. There you go.
I always thought his numbers were never very good.
1967, he passed for 4,007 yards.
4,002.
4,007 yards. And to this day, he's still the only NFL quarterback to ever do it in 14 games.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
And anybody else that's passed for over 4,000 yards needed games 15, 16, and now 17 to get there. So there you go.
But that could fall in a year now.
It could fall, sure, but as of right now. But either way, he was still the first NFL player ever to do it. So,
All right.
all right. All right, Harry, your sixth question. Here we go. Eli Manning passed for 4,000 yards more than once. How many times did Eli Manning pass for 4,000 yards?
How many times did he? How many seasons?
How many? Yeah, how many seasons? Not in a game.
How many seasons did Eli Manning play? 14?
15, 16, 16. 16 seasons. So, Eli Manning passed for 4,000 yards.
4,000 yards in the regular season.
In the regular season, he passed for 4,000 yards in the regular season, but he did it more than once. How many times did he do it?
He did it once towards the end, and I think it was, I remember, he did it pretty consistently. 16 years. Rule out one.
How many times did he pass for 4,000 yards or more?
Do I have a
No.
margin of error? No.
Yeah.
I'm going to go low then, because I'm right. I'm torn. I'm going to say 7. No, yeah, I'll go with 7.
7?
Yeah, it's probably 8. But
It is not 7. Pete,
it's not 7. Okay.
It's not 7. Pete for the steal.
14 seasons?
16.
16. I'll say 11.
You are both wrong. Both.
Answer's 2.
Yeah, Harry, when you were like, I thought you were going to get it. Well, it's not 7, and you were saying so.
So
6.
It's 6. Yeah, 6 times he did it.
I'm going to look this up. Hold on, because I'm curious. Give me a second here.
You got it. The last time he did it was in 2016.
All right, here's Eli Manning.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how to use this site. Okay, here we go. He did it in 2009.
Mm-hmm.
He had 4,002 in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
That's 2.
Mm-hmm.
4,933 in 2011.
Mm-hmm.
That's 3. 2014, 4,410.
Mm-hmm.
2015, 4,432.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
5.
2016, 4,027.
That's
And
6.
2018, 4,299.
You sure about that?
I thought it was 8, but I just read off the stats.
Hold on.
I thought it was 8, but it looks like it's 7.
I counted 6 before, so.
I'm on NFL, whatever stat thing.
I'm going right to where I went before to see if it was wrong. Talk amongst yourselves while I look here.
Wait a minute. I think it depends on what site you go to.
Well, I am looking at.
Wait, what was the question? More
Pro
than
Football
4,000?
Pro Football Reference. Eli Manning, how many seasons did he throw for over 4,000 yards?
Yeah.
And if you look at it, you got 09, 2010, 2011, 2014, 2015, 2016, and 2018.
Hold on. Just double checking something here. Hold on. Stand by. Talk while I do this, so there's no dead air.
Well, Eli Manning was the quarterback for the New York Giants from 2004
to
2019.
ProFootballReference.com?
ProFootballReference.com. Yep, Eli Manning.
Because I'm looking at like
regular season.
Maybe this includes playoffs.
I'm just looking at regular season stats. You just go down passing. Regular season 2004 through 2019, and I got 4,021, 4,002, 4,933.
Okay, this must include the regular season.
Yeah.
What we're looking, I got 1999 4135.
You're looking at Peyton Manning, not Eli Manning.
Okay, that would explain it. Is that who are we talking about? I thought
No, Eli Manning.
Yeah, we're talking about his brother Eli.
Oh, okay.
I figured I got it here. I just went to I went to 3 sites. The site I looked at before didn't have 2010 as one of them. For some reason it said 3998.
4,002, baby.
4,002 on the other 2 sites.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah.
Yeah. Every other. I'm looking at every other number is exactly the same. Every other number is exactly the same except in 2010 it's got 3998.
I think it was that last pass to Dan
Campbell.
Well, there was no way I was getting that one right.
There you go. Well, that just means
Eli
that
Manning only threw for 4,000 yards 8 times. No way.
That means that Harry got it right.
I was going to say 8. I thought it was exactly almost. I thought he did it 8, but yeah.
All right.
7.
There you go. All right. Pete, your 6th question. All right. And I try to think of one that would,
Don't you jinxing me. There's no way you can get this one wrong.
If you get this one wrong,
Chad Pennington.
I will never ask you. Yeah, I will never ask you another Jets question.
You should do one week where every answer is Chad Pennington.
I'd still only get 2 right. It can't be again.
Yeah. Which New York Jet wore pantyhose in a TV commercial?
I want to say Chad Pennington. But I think it was Bubby Brister.
Yeah.
I'll say Joe Willie Namath.
Hey, you got the same. So it's the Joe Namath quiz today.
There you go. All right. All right. Well, there you go.
I still lost.
Yeah, but you know what? You lost by 1.
I can't.
So you're getting better. 1, 2, 3, 4. Harry has 5, and Pete, you have 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 to 4. So this is your best outing yet. You are getting there.
Yeah, and you completely rigged it so that I could lose only by 1. If it had been straight up, it would have been, 5-2.
P.S. Every other answer is Joe Namath. Shh.
Yeah, I'm worried about
where I'm getting Mel Hine and Tim Mara.
Yeah, and Tim Tynes, or whatever the kicker's name was.
Lawrence Tynes.
Lawrence Tynes.
Which
Mel
I was
Hine
going to
and
go
Tim
with,
Mara.
but I didn't think I thought it was somebody more obscure. Did Morton Anderson kick for the Giants?
Morton Anderson did kick for the Giants
he never
for 1 year.
No,
1 year.
No.
1 year, 2001. Yeah. That was the only year Morton Anderson kicked for the Giants.
Well, congratulations.
And Tynes was kicked for both of Eli's Super Bowls, right?
Yep. If you remember, Lawrence Tynes kicked.
Yeah, I remember. Matt Barr was 1990 and Allegre was 86, right?
Yep. And Allegre was still on the team in 90.
Yeah.
But he got hurt.
Didn't Matt Barr come in like halfway through the year?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was
Yes,
on
he
the
did.
Browns, I think, before that.
He was, and they brought him over. But yeah, and who knows if Raul Allegri doesn't get hurt, maybe he doesn't make that last second field goal in San Francisco to kick the Giants to the Super Bowl in the first place.
Barr was pretty close, but Allegri was pretty good too.
Allegri was good.
Allegri actually had more distance. He was better at long distance.
Mm-hmm.
But Barr was like the original 40 to 48 done.
Yeah. He was automatic. He was before Grammatica. He was the automatic.
Or
automatic.
who's the guy on the Patriots and Colts?
Oh, Adam Vinatieri.
Yeah, God, that guy's good, huh?
Yeah.
A little bit.
I think he's 70 now. He's still playing. So.
Is he still on the Colts?
No.
Who's the best kicker in the NFL right now?
Probably.
And the Ravens.
Tucker. Justin Tucker.
Oh yeah, Justin Tucker.
Harrison Butker's not bad, but Justin Tucker's.
Nick Folk's not bad.
Nick Folk is not bad.
Is Mason Crosby still playing?
Mason Crosby's still on the Packers, but that kid that was on the Bengals that kicked last year. He was lights out, insane. Like, give him some time, he'll be up there. But yeah, Justin Tucker's the best kicker in the NFL right now.
Gostkowski's not bad, right?
I think he's
done.
He
still playing? He's done.
He's done. Yeah.
Is
Graham
still? He just builds up points because the Giants can't score in the red zone.
Right. Exactly. But he gave up his number this year.
No.
Because
he's going to play without a number.
Yeah, he's just a blue shirt. That's it. He comes out.
It's going to come out in a polo shirt.
It's going to have a goalpost on it.
Right.
It's going to come straight from the golf course.
I kicked the ball. It says on it. Right. But what you got? No, he was number 5. He gave it up for Graham Gano. Graham Gano gave it up for Kayvon Thibodeau, because Kayvon Thibodeau's number 5 in college, high school, and everything else. He wanted number 5, so Graham Gano was kind enough to give him his number.
Who's Kansas City's kicker?
Or he wouldn't be a Giant anymore.
Who's Kansas? Yeah, or you'll have to take a pay cut with what's his name.
Yeah, either give him your number or you're going to make whatever the league minimum is.
Yeah.
And you're going to room with Shepard when we go on the road.
Yeah. Who's Kansas City's kicker? That guy.
Harrison Butker.
There you go.
Yeah. He's a good one. So, well, there you go.
Yeah.
All right. I one other little thing I want to just little tidbit, if you will, of info. I gotta do this really quick right here, and no, it's not, and boom, there we go. Okay. Talked about Bill Parcells before in one of the questions. Did you know, this isn't a trivia question, right? Did you know that Bill is not his name?
Bill Parcells? Yeah.
Bill.
I think his name is Frederick, right?
No, it is not.
It
is actually no. It's actually
Joe Namath.
It's actually Chad Pennington.
I feel like I know what his real name is. It's something weird, like Dooley, or isn't it? No, hold on.
Dooley.
It's like Doug or something. Dougie.
Why would you not go with Dooley Parcells? That's a great name.
It's not Dooley, but it's like a name that the mechanic would be on like an old sitcom, or
like Stitch.
No,
Rocco.
I'm drawing like I keep seeing Dougie or something.
Rufus?
Cooter.
Maybe it's not a D. Maybe it's a.
I kind of like Dooley.
Dooley. We're gonna go with Dooley.
We go with Dooley.
What's his real name?
Yeah, you were right on the D. It's Dwayne.
Dwayne. I knew it was something strange.
Dwayne Charles Parcells is his name. When he was going to high school, he went to high school in Oradell, New Jersey, Riverdale High School. He kept
Riverdale
getting
and Oradell.
Riverdale High School in Oradell. Yes.
Why wasn't it Oradell High School?
Because it's
Because they didn't want everything to sound like a toothpaste company.
Oragel. Yeah, no, it's River Edge and Oradell. It's their heights.
You put it together, you get Oragel.
It could have been. It could have been
River Gel. Aura Edge.
It could have been Aura Edge. Yeah. So
I think it's Bill Belichick, whose name is Dooley.
Dooley. That's Dwayne Charles Parcells. He was going to high school in Oradell, New Jersey, and he kept getting mistaken by a bunch of people for another boy named Bill. So he kept getting called Bill, like constantly, and he hated the name Dwayne, so he just adopted Bill. So he was Bill Parcells.
All right.
There you go. And there you have it. All right. There we go. And there we go. And that'll end our lengthy.
Quickie?
That wasn't a quickie. Our rapid fire quiz.
Nothing rapid fire about that.
Nothing rapid about that. All right. All right. So
Dooley.
I blame Dooley. Dooley Belichick.
Duly noted.
I'm going to rename my son Dooley.
Duly noted.
Give me that birth certificate.
It's actually
your name is Dooley now.
It was actually John Candy's name in Armed and Dangerous.
Mm.
His name was Dooley. Mm-hmm. Anyway,
all right.
What's next? We got our top 10 list. Our top 10.
Let's do it.
Top top players list. We haven't been doing them. We've been doing the top players list when we do them. So top
starting lineup.
We got the top starting lineup of the Boston Red Sox of all time by position. So Here we go. Ish. We'll explain. So I'm going to read them off, and then I'll read off the position players, and we'll talk about them, and we'll talk about the pitchers afterwards. So kicking it off, we have Mr. Jimmy Fox at first base. And at second base, we have Dustin Pedroia. Going back to the 80s, we have at third base, Mr. Wade Boggs. A little bit newer than that. At shortstop, we have Mr. Nomar Garciaparra. Little Nomar, right? Then we're going to go out to the outfield. In left field, the OG left fielder, we have Mr. Teddy Williams. How could you not have Ted Williams as your left fielder, right? Yeah. And there might be a reason that we put this guy in center field, and that would be Carl Yastrzemski, even though he was a left fielder too. I played a little center field, but primarily left fielder. But
and a little first base, right?
And a little first base, yes. We had to get Carl Yastrzemski on this list, so we left him at center field. However, our right fielder that we wanted to put in there, more on that later. We'll explain when we get to it. But right now, we put in Mr. Mookie Betts. And this is actually his
active
jersey
player.
Active player.
Going to win another World Series this year.
Active player on the list. Unfortunately, for Mets fans. And to round out our position players, even though it's not really a position, designated hitter, Mr. Big Papi himself, David Ortiz. All right. Let's talk about position players, gentlemen.
Fun fact about Mookie Betts, his real first name is Dooley.
Dooley. I thought it was Dwayne.
It's both. It's Dwayne.
How many years was Mookie Betts on the Red Sox?
Like 4 or 5.
4 or 5, yeah.
He's short period.
Yeah. Enough to win a World Series.
Yeah.
Yeah, like won a couple of MVPs and two was
one of the best players in baseball. Consistently.
He's very, 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 very good.
I think a couple of the Red Sox that people forget about is Jimmy Fox, obviously. And, I don't even know if he's on this list, but somebody who you very easily could have put on this list as well was Babe Ruth.
Yeah, I thought about putting Babe Ruth in there, but where we were going with.
Yeah, I know.
And Babe Ruth was more of even so a pitcher.
I looked for a lot of reasons to put Babe Ruth on the list instead of Roger Clemens, but then I remembered this was pre-steroids Clemens, I think. Yeah. So I decided, okay, fine.
Mm-hmm. All right.
There you go.
Let's get to the...
All right. Oh, I did forget one. I'm sorry. My bad. Got to throw a Pudge. The original Pudge, Carlton Fisk at catcher.
Oh,
He's a systems catcher.
Carlton Fisk, a
yeah,
systems catcher.
he had like one big hit. And that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you know? Fun fact:
no World Series.
Ivan Rodriguez, close, very close, but not so much. Ivan Rodriguez, Pudge Rodriguez,
Right.
took his nickname Pudge because of Carlton Fisk's being Pudge, because he idolized Carlton Fisk.
And did you know Carlton from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was named after
Carlton Fisk? Yes,
absolutely.
Because Carlton Fisk always would
Yes.
dance to Tom Jones.
That's right.
Always, while he's behind the plate, he'd get up in the middle of a pitch and start dancing.
That's right.
Yeah.
Plus, Carlton Fisk was originally from a rich black family.
Right.
In Bel Air.
Yeah, in Bel Air. Yeah,
he was the original.
he was
Fresh Prince, but
the Fresh Fisk of Bel Air.
The Fresh Fisk of Bel Air.
All right.
The Fisk Prince of Bel Air.
Yeah.
All right.
All righty.
Moving on. All right. Let's talk about our starting
New A&E program called Fisking in Bel Air.
The Fiskers of Bel Air.
Yep.
That gives me an idea.
Oh, we got to work on that.
The deepest show on cable, Fisking in Bel Air.
Oh, God. I had to go there.
All righty.
I'm sorry. I just had to write that in there because that's going to be an open. All right. Anyway. All right. Let's go to the pitchers now. Here we go. Starting pitchers. How could you leave this guy off? There's absolutely no way you could, and that would be Mr. Cy Young.
Yeah, he was pretty good. It's almost like they should name an award. But
did you know Cy Young is the best pitcher ever never to win a Cy Young award?
Did you also know that his first name was Dwayne?
His Dooley.
Duly noted.
Dooley Young.
Dooley Young.
Forever was his.
Forever. Was his first name. There you go. His middle name. All right. Cy Young. Moving on to our next starting pitcher. We got 5. Would be Mr. Pedro Martinez.
The Jerry curled wonder.
There you go. Spent time in Montreal prior to Boston, and then came down to Queens for a good stint. Yeah.
Don Zimmer's best friend, Pedro Martinez.
There you go. Moving on to Roger Clemens. There you go. As Pete said before, he actually voted for him because, in his estimation, it was pre-steroids. So,
right? I Clemens and in his off-season steroid use to get over injuries was really, from what I read, it was really like his Houston time. Yeah.
After even the Yankees.
Yeah.
That sounds about right. Yeah, it's because he's getting older.
Yeah, well, it was Toronto. To me, that was the most glaring example of.
That was after Houston, Toronto, or was that before?
Toronto was before the Yankees.
Yeah. I don't think he was taking it then. I think it was later in Houston, which is why Andy Pettitte was also part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Look at his numbers from the end of his Boston career, and then
but why would it only help Clemens and no other pitcher that's like there's it was for pitchers. It's really not about performance. It's about overcoming injuries. I don't know.
Was he throwing harder?
No,
he was.
His best years were arguably in Boston.
Well, yeah. Well, see, that's the thing. Look, you can say, okay, he was great, no question, in Boston, and then he started to fade, as pitchers do, and then he had a sudden resurgence and became.
I don't think he ever faded. No.
Well, he wasn't that good, or wasn't as good. I mean, when you're.
Well, he wasn't as good with the Yankees as he was in Boston.
Well,
he was very, very good.
The point is, he was getting older and suddenly started pitching like when he was much younger.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you were saying, oh, there was some sort of regimen or he was changing his diet or doing whatever, then you might account for that. But that just doesn't happen with baseball players. You don't have a career arc and then suddenly get back up here.
Right.
So there's a couple of explanations. One, it was a miracle. Two, it was some sort of health thing or whatever, which was not something he ever did. Or three, it was steroids.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, there you have it.
I mean, it has to be some explanation. It can't just be, the alignment of the stars. Well, I guess it could.
Could be. Well, and his nickname is, Rocket.
Rocket, yeah.
Rocket. And he actually was going back and forth. It was back and forth between Rocket and Dooley. But he chose Rocket. Dooley.
He was only with Toronto for 2 years.
2 years, yeah. Went from Boston.
Did he win 2 Cy Youngs or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was only a couple years after he won a couple with, and you're right. His earned run average did go down, but those years everybody's earned run average went down. I mean, his best ERA was 1990, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you just look at the last couple years of his career with Boston.
So he only took it with Toronto, and then when he got to the Yankees, he didn't take steroids again until, because I mean, he went 13-8 in Houston with a 1.87 ERA. He's right around 3.
Yeah, no, he had great. Look, I don't know exactly all the years that he took it.
Yeah,
I'm just saying it doesn't. I mean, he was just great in Boston, and there was no reason for him to really take it.
Right.
And then you look at the last, I mean, his 1994 was he won with 9-7, but his ERA was 2.85. And then, then he was up over 4, and he was at a little over 3.5, and then he went to Toronto, and he's, 2 and then 2.5, and winning 20 games. I mean, that's, you know what I mean? It's such a stark difference.
Change of venue does help a lot of players.
Yeah, it does. I mean, I'm not saying he was washed up in 96, but that's 12 years as a pitcher.
Well, he won 20 games with the Yankees too 1 year.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I
mean, I don't think there really would have been reason for him to take steroids in Boston, and I just think.
Well, I think we got another guy with steroids on our list, so let's go through.
Yeah. Listen, let's pop him in there.
Let's pop him in there. All right. So next pitcher.
One.
Next pitcher would be Mr. Kurt Schilling.
There you go. Didn't somebody saw off his leg and he was so jacked up he didn't realize it was bleeding? Yeah. That was when he was with Arizona, though, right?
It's compression.
No, the bloody sock was with Boston.
Oh, yeah.
Was it?
Yep.
Kurt Schilling. There you go.
04. Bloody sock was in when they were coming back against the Yankees to go to the World Series in 04. When they were down.
Kurt Schilling.
There you go. Kurt Schilling. All right. And our fifth starting pitcher rounding it out is Mr. John Lester. John Lester. There you go. All right. We have a relief pitcher for you tonight, and that would be in the form of Mr. Dick Raditz. Dick Raditz. Any talk about Dick Raditz?
Yeah, I'm glad they found a cure for that back in the 30s.
Exactly. Yeah. And especially when you had Dooley Dick Raditz.
Duly noted.
So anyway, and our closer closing out this bunch of pitching prowesses is none other than Mr. Jonathan Papelbon. Jonathan Papelbon.
I think it's Papelpoop.
Papelpoop. There you go.
He was pretty dominant for a number of years there.
Pretty damn good. Yeah, he was.
I mean, Dennis Eckersley could easily, I think, have snuck in here.
Could have slotted Dennis Eckersley in there. Sure, you could have done that.
He was the original starter reliever.
Mm-hmm. This is true. I didn't really dislike Papelbon until he got down to Washington, though. So,
yeah.
Anyway, all right.
He sort of drifted away pretty quickly.
Yeah, he kind of fell out. All right, and then we didn't talk about this, but we've been doing the last couple lists. We did a manager.
Who would be your manager? Don Zimmer?
My manager just for what he did and what he was able to bring to the Red Sox would have to be Terry Francona.
Yeah.
86 years. and then he gets them to 2, and had the team head into another one, and then 2 years after he left, they won another.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Boston, I'd probably go with Red Auerbach. But Tito was pretty good too. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
He was all right. Close second.
Harry.
I don't know. Boy, Zimmer was good with them.
Yeah, it was.
How many Red Sox managers can we actually name? I mean, you guys can name way more than
Who was the other one? Who was the one when the Mets beat him in the World Series? John McNamara?
McNamara.
I wonder how long he was with them. He was with he's probably there for a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was there for a bit. I mean, Alex Cora is probably in the conversation just for what he's done.
Let's see who.
I'm not putting him in. I'm not putting him in the top 5 by any means, but he's got to be in the conversation.
Well, yeah. Let's see. Most wins by. It's going to be somebody. It's going to be duly noted back in the 20s.
Righty Fields.
All right. Most win.
Let's see.
What do you got? What do you got going there?
All right. So Joe Cronin has won 1,071 games with the Red Sox from 1935 to 1947. Terry Francona, 744.
Mm-hmm.
Pinky Higgins, 560. Don Zimmer, 411, number 8. Alex Cora, 351, only in 4 seasons. Pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So Terry Francona, second on that list.
Yeah.
And 2 World Series.
Yeah.
Which is something every one of those other guys don't have. Well, Alex Cora has one.
Well, when was the last time the Red Sox won before 86? 1918, yeah. So that would have been Bill Carrigan.
Oh, I mean, the Red Sox were in the World Series in 75, in 67.
Last time they won it.
Last time they won it before 04 was 1918.
Yeah, Terry Francona was there for quite a while. He also has the he's got one of the higher Don Zimmer actually had a higher winning percentage.
Well, here's John Farrell.
He won with them in 2013.
Yeah, 2013, 432, 378 in a World Series. So that's just a little over 400 wins. That's not bad.
Yeah, Joe who was the guy I said first one? Anyway.
Yeah, Zimmer had just over 400 wins too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
Pinky Higgins,
Joe Cronin, 1,071 wins.
Yeah, it was
33 to 45 or something like that.
35 to 47.
Yeah.
Terry Francona, though, 744.
Mm-hmm.
Far and away the number 2 on this list. And he's been ejected more times than anybody else.
There you go.
Even more than Don Zimmer. Don Zimmer was only ejected 7 times in 5 years. Terry Francona, 25 times in 8 years.
Yeah.
Most ejections. I like that. Joe Cronin in over 2,000 games only ejected 7 times.
There you go.
So there you go. Well, who are we? We're making Terry Francona or
I said that, but
all right. Terry Francona. There you go.
Terry Francona. There you go. All right.
Fine.
All right. Hold on. Let's
I'm
make
going
it
to go
official.
with Johnny. I'm going to go with Johnny Pesky.
I'm going to go with Pinky
Johnny
Tuscadero.
Pesky.
Who is it?
Hey.
Pinky Tuscadero that you mentioned?
Pinky Tuscadero.
Yeah.
Johnny Pesky. Well, I mean, how many others have a pole named after him?
Well, I know a couple strippers.
Baseball players / managers. There you go. All right. It's official now. Manager Terry Francona. There we go.
There we go.
All right.
All right. Johnny Pesky, though, that pole. There you go.
Best name.
There you go. Cool. All right. That brings us to a little ditty like we like to call Old Balls.
Wow. Are we done?
We had 4 Old Balls tonight.
Are we doing 2? All right.
All right. Tell us who this week's is.
Well, the recipient of this week's Old Balls winner is none other than Mr. Jim Rice. James Edward duly noted Dwayne Rice. Look, I don't know if there's a team that's had better a better series of left fielders in their history.
Oh, please. Yeah.
You know, you went from Ted Williams to Carl Yastrzemski to Jim Rice. And you know, he was part of an outfield that was Dwight Evans, who very easily could have been on this list, Fred Lynn, and Jim Rice in left field. One of the best outfields in the history of the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Jim Rice, a Hall of Famer. He hit just under 300, 298 for his career with 2,452 hits, 382 home runs, and 1,451 runs batted in. You know, he was brought up as part of the Gold Dust twins with Mr. Fred Lynn, 8-time All-Star, an MVP in 1978, and 2-time RBI leader, 3-time American League home run leader. The list goes on. He's in the Hall of Fame. His numbers obviously retired by the Red Sox. And, you know, he was on that 86 Red Sox team. I think he was also didn't the Red Sox make it to the I guess that was the only time he actually made it to the World Series. Obviously lost to the Mets that year. Mm-hmm. Not a ton of postseason. I think he only played in 18, 19 postseason games. But hit 333 in the World Series that year. Just a guy who was consistently one of the best outfielders in the game. And, you know, I was a huge Yankee fan and Reggie Jackson fan. To me, Jim Rice was the Reggie Jackson of the Red Sox. Different personality. He was not the sort of brash, outgoing guy, but he was just an incredible hitter. And obviously, being a right-handed batter, took advantage of that left field wall. I mean, it just seemed like every game he hit something over that wall. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I think on any other franchise, if he was their left fielder, he would certainly make the list. But look, they maybe have the best left fielders of all time. And
yeah, so like we talked before, the you know, putting Carl Yastrzemski,
yeah,
you know, would he play like 5 games in center field? So we had to get him into that. But Jim Rice really never played any right field, so it's hard to do that. And Mookie Betts was just so good. So Old Balls constellation, boom, there you go. That's he makes it in the conversation tonight. So.
Jim Rice, this week's Old Balls recipient.
Old Balls.
There you go. Said it right that time. Gotta love it. All right, there you go. That is our Old Balls for you. All right. Do we have an over-under, Pete?
We do.
Let's put it up there. Pete's box over-under.
So as I was searching through the shelves of wonder.
Shelves of wonder.
I came across an over-under. I found a $2 bill.
There you go. Nice, very nice.
Which I'm not sure where it originally came from, but it was up on the shelves. There you go.
There you go.
Very nice.
And that, of course, has Mr. Jefferson on it.
Mr. Jefferson, yeah. Tommy J, TJ.
Yeah, and I don't know what's on the back of a lot of bills, but I think some of them have people or pyramids or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But on the back of a $2 bill is a group of men who I assume are the founding fathers. Looks like Benjamin Franklin and, I don't know, George Washington maybe. Mm-hmm. So tonight's over-under is how many men, and there are no women there, of course, are on the back of a $2 bill.
How many men or women are on the back?
No, there's no women there.
No women.
So how many men are on the back of a $2 bill? And the over-under is 36 and a half.
36, really? Who's on the front of a $2 bill?
TJ, Thomas Jefferson.
Thomas Jefferson.
Mm-hmm.
So 36 and a half is the over-under.
36 and a half.
Who the hell knows?
Now, while you're thinking about it, I will say probably the $2 bill, which you don't see a lot of, slightly more popular than, but only slightly so. Maybe like the Susan B. Anthony dollar coin. Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking of, the coin.
Yeah. No, this is the dollar bill, the $2 bill. But I like $2 bills. And actually, my wife and I, we got, I think somebody gave us like, it might have been like 250 of them or maybe 500 of them, like all brand new and nice and stuff. So
Nice.
I cashed them out recently and I bought a papaya tree with it.
Bought a papaya tree.
No, I didn't.
Is there a themed? I'm just wondering if it's like something like, do they represent like a body of Congress? Or?
It looks like George Washington is sitting down and there's some papers on a table. And there's some guys sitting and some guys standing at the table. So it might be, I don't think it might be the signing of the Declaration of Independence, or it might be something about Washington being named the president or something. I assume that's Washington. It might not be him. I don't know. But it's definitely something having to do with the founding fathers.
Gotcha.
So who wants to go first? John, let's give you first shot at this. 36 and a half.
Just make sure I type it in here right. 36 and a half.
36 and a half. Over under men on the back of the $2 bill.
Gotcha. I am going to say...
No looking it up.
I'm not. I'm typing it in, so I have it down here. Men on back of $2 bill. Over under 36 and a half. Harry didn't go yet. I'm going. 36 and a half. I'm going under.
John is going under. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can. There we go. Make this a little bigger. Harry, are you going to go over?
Yeah, sure. I'll go over.
That's the way it's split. Yeah, we have to come up with some sort of wrinkle in this.
I'm going to go over. I'm going to go over, and I'm going to guess. At first, I thought maybe it was like 1 per state or something like that, but I'm going to go over, but I don't think it's much over. I'll say 40.
So it's 36.75. That's your guess. So you can say
36 guys, and then
I'm going to go over. I think it's 40 for some reason.
There's 3/4 of a dead colonial or a British soldier over in the corner, so it's 36.7. All right, so all right. So
you're going. Should I write this down? You're saying 40.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
He's going over, and
I'm going over.
40.
I guess we could throw a number in there to see who's closest. I don't know.
There you go.
Obviously, you're gonna. If it's 38, then I'm close.
Right.
30, right. Yeah, that's what I mean. We have to figure out a wrinkle here because it's.
Yeah, it's just one goes over, one goes under. What's the difference? Either both win, or whoever goes first, the other one has to take the other. And
all right. Well, let me know.
No, if say we both went over, then we should pick a number to see what. So that would be the
closest.
Deciding.
I got you.
Yeah, that's right.
That could be the wrinkle.
But I'll go over to make it easy.
All right.
Okay. Good.
All right. Under. I'm going.
So
under.
Great idea, but we're not doing it.
Yeah.
All right. So the answer is. Good job on your part there, Mr. Lug Nutz.
Oh.
The answer is 41.
41.
Wow.
Yeah. Now you let me know how this looks on your screens here.
It looks.
I think it's gonna be blurry.
Did you count them?
I did. Let me see if I can get.
I'm gonna Google this because I want to find out what this painting is. What is it? Back of $2 bill?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me.
Hold on. You know what? Let me do a Google search, pull it up, and I'll throw it up on the screen. Hold on.
Yeah. So basically, this is a little more. So here's Washington, I think, sitting at the desk. There's these guys standing in front of him. There's a bunch of papers here. And there's all back here. There's some guys sitting, and there's some guys standing all around. There's a couple like over here. There's like
it's the signing of the Declaration of Independence.
I think it is, yeah.
It's an engraving. It's an engraving of John Turnbull's painting, Declaration of Independence. Although the original painting depicts 47 men, space constraints meant that only 42 appear on the note.
So I must have missed one. Because there's one, like over on this side, there's two guys standing there, and you can see like half a face in between their heads. There's a couple instances of that. So maybe I missed one somewhere.
Hold on.
That's the news.
I pulled it up and took a screenshot. Hold on one second. Here.
But I counted
Declaration of Independence.
I counted 42.
40, I counted 41.
Let me count again.
Interesting.
5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 18. 20,
when was the last time you guys had a $2 bill in your hand?
I haven't seen one in years. There we go.
There you go.
There you have it.
Oh, no. No, that's right. They're right. They're right. I missed one. I did miss one.
Oh, look. Cy Young's in there.
Cy Young. And there's Dooley right there.
So you can see, like,
when are the hipsters going to bring back pantaloons though with the high socks? Like,
I don't know. Well, some baseball players wear there.
Well, sure.
So, yeah, if you look over on the right, you see the two guys standing there, and there's like a face in between them.
Right. Well, here's the other thing too. See where the guys where the man is sitting down and the five guys are standing in front of him.
Yeah.
Between them in the background, 3 of those 4 men sitting down in the background look like George Washington.
Oh, they all look like George Washington.
Yeah, a lot of them look
he was the original Instagram influencer.
And then you have the 2 guys on the left standing in front of the door, and there's a little face right in between their faces.
Right.
Only one guy has a top hat on. That could have been the tiebreaker. How many top hats?
How many top hats? There you go.
That's Slash's great-great-great-grandfather.
There you go.
Jefferson Slash.
Jefferson Slash.
What is Slash's actual name? That's another good question.
Saul Hudson.
I think it's Beauregard Williford Smith.
That's
Dooley.
It's Saul Hudson.
Wow. No wonder he went by Slash. Axl Rose's name is.
So there you go. $2 bill.
All right.
Probably not something people have seen a lot of. But it was.
What's Gene Simmons? Gene Simmons' real name.
Gene Simmons was on there?
Irving Goldschmidt.
Chaim Weitz.
Is that what
anyway.
Yeah, I don't know how you.
All right, on that note.
All right, so good over under.
All right, so good job, Harry. Even though I was off by 1, you were still right.
And you were close too. You said 40. It was 42.
Yeah.
There you go. Very nice. Very nice. I was way off. I thought it was. I just, for some reason, I just like had this idea that they weren't, that you were just like way overshooting what it could be. You know what I mean?
I thought it was like going to be 50.
It was like 12. You know, and you were like 36 and a half.
It's hard to know. Like I don't want to do that. You know, generally speaking. I want to be somewhere kind of close to the number,
right? You
know, because otherwise,
no, I know, and you always are. I just, for some reason, that's what I thought this was.
But it's like, one.
I'm trying to remember what it looked like too, and it's been so long.
I think that's my first over/under win in quite some time.
There you go.
And it wasn't even like a jar full of buttons or something.
I couldn't just put my weird spatial skills to my OCD spatial skills to use.
There you go. Right. Duly noted.
Good job. Good job.
Good job. All right.
$2 bill. I wish I had 7,000 of them.
I'm thinking.
I wish I had 10,000 of them.
I don't see how they could possibly
not be greedy.
I don't see how they could possibly really increase in value. But
I'll take 5,000 of them right now.
Maybe when the apocalypse comes, they'll be worth more than $2.
Maybe they will be. Maybe they will be.
Like $2.10.
They'll probably burn up pretty easily, I would imagine.
There you go.
Well, that's right. People be throwing them in the fire to keep warm.
Now,
These aren't real.
What year is on that $2 bill?
Let's see.
Hey, when did the $2 bill first?
1976 was the first year of the $2 bill.
Okay.
I do remember that.
Series 2009.
There you go. So they've been printing more and more of them, or less and less.
The Secretary of the Treasury is Timothy F.
Dooley.
Gratham?
Sure.
Something like that.
Gotham?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Something with a G.
Gotcha. Cool. There you go. But 1976 was the first year they came out. I remember that.
Was it really that early? I did not know that.
76 they released the $2 bill. They did it they did a $2 bill for the 200th, the bicentennial, you know.
Oh.
Duly noted.
Duly noted.
All righty, guys.
And in 4 years, we're going to have a 250th anniversary.
So we're going to get a $250 bill?
Can't wait. All right.
$2.
It's a $2.50 bill.
$2.50 bill.
Anyway. All right. Anything else? I think we're good.
I think we're good.
That's it.
We're good. All right. So I want to wrap up the show for today. We want to thank everybody for watching. And for those of you just listening to the audio podcast, thanks for listening. Don't forget to visit our website, www.getonwithitpodcast.com. That's getonwithitpodcast.com. And please remember, like us and follow us on all of our social media. That's Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Just search for the Get On With It podcast. And of course, all of our shows are available on YouTube as well on the Logger Room channel. Remember, we go live with a video podcast on both Facebook and YouTube every Wednesday night around 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. For those of you who just want to listen to the audio podcast, you can do so on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music Podcasts, and iHeartRadio as well. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to one or more of those feeds, and you will never miss a show. Again, thanks for following along with us. Have a great rest of your week. Have a wonderful weekend. Watch a lot of baseball. The hell was that?
Nothing.
Did you cough up a mechanical duck?
That's a little hamster in my throat.
Oh, is that a hamster in your throat? In your hamster in your what?
My throat.
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
I think I'm not a doctor, but I think it was my throat.
Anyway, watch a lot of baseball as we approach the end of the season here. Before we get regular season, anyway, watch all the football.
Tell
this
people
weekend.
what to do. Just
to come back and let us know what you think.
More importantly, pass along this wonderful podcast to your friends.
And pass along this wonderful podcast to your friends and let them all revel in it the way you do, as we enjoy doing for you.
There you go.
There you go. How's that? And right afterwards, if you want to see what our Beaten by the Coin picks are, we're actually going to post them right up on the Facebook page, and it'll be up on the website as well. Pretty much right after the show, we'll put them right up for you. So
John's already up by 8.
we're only going into week 2 here.
We've only picked 6 games.
And we post them proof positive that it's not fun when we do it, so it doesn't go in the fun show.
Exactly. There you go. Anyway, all right, folks. Have a wonderful week. Have a wonderful weekend, and we will talk next week. Take care.
Bye.
Ciao.
Bye, everybody. Oh, it's not working.
Try. There you go.
Wow. Special guest this week, Richard Gere.